So, obviously the season tips off this weekend. Just from the team standpoint, does atmosphere kind of change in practice when the game's less than a week away?
Well, you're progressing, and it's not changing for any other reason that, we're getting a little bit better every day. And, obviously our challenges of now focusing on an opponent is there. So, there's a progression there. Things are changing, but it's healthy change. There's no panic. It's all, challenges ahead of us, and we got things we got to get in and things that we got to get better at, and, we got to stay focused in the moment, and that's what's going on right now.
Obviously, last year was your first year taking over from your dad. Coming into year two, do you feel a little bit more settled, just from the standpoint of you've already had a season under your belt and you kind of know all the ropes, like just everything that goes into it now?
Well, there's always a little bit of adjustments here and there, but, the adjustment process was pretty good. I was really happy with how, the transition was as a whole program. I think the more the adjustment process was from Coach Sal, being a coach for 40 years and then walking away. I had to do some counseling with him sometimes when he was, going through withdrawal of, wanting to be around and stuff. But it was funny because I was with Virginia men's basketball team and with Tony Bennett, who's a friend of mine, and his father Dick Bennett was there, and he was kind of the same kind of guy that Coach Sale was, somebody that coached for years. So it was kind of neat and refreshing to see that other people have gone through that same thing with a father and a son that both coach. And it's been a great adjustment, and every year that you coach, you're going to get wiser, you're going to learn more. So I think it's just normal, no matter what process you've been in. The more years you coach, the more you're going to learn, and the more wiser you're going to get.
Will Coach Sal still be up in the stands? Maybe, I don't know, maybe with some nods of approval or disappointment, depending on.
Well, I don't notice him up there. I made a vow a long time ago when I started coaching that I would never look into the crowd and distract from what we're doing. I always wanted to stay just focused on our team and what we're doing on the floor, whether I was an assistant or now a head coach. So, after the game was over last year in March, I remember after we had won the conference tournament, we watched the replay of that game, and I kind of seen what people were talking about now as they showed him on camera. He's a little intense out there, so very glad I don't look up in the crowd.
Yeah, so just from a team standpoint, the same returns, a lot of forwards, you have two good centers, but the guards, you guys had some good guard play from last year. Who's kind of stepped up on that end, and what are you kind of just anticipating from a rotational standpoint there?
Well, we have some good seniors, I could tell you that. Shakema, for one, here is a great leader and very vocal and comes to work every day, and that's been the culture of the upperclassmen. One thing I could count on this year, even though we lost a great senior class last year, some players that played a lot of minutes for us and had a lot of production. I knew coming back we had a senior class that I could just count on that had a great culture and was ready to continue to fulfill the needs of leadership. So, every day at practice, somebody has a good day, somebody has another good day, and, it's just a competition right now just to come out and make each other better. So I would say right now the overall servanthood of the team has been outstanding. We have our days that I have to get after them a little bit. I get after them a lot more in practice than anywhere else. Practice is where we really get after it and stuff, and we're, somebody gets shoot out, it's going to be in practice more because we're preparing. And right now I'm really happy with the way we're progressing and going forward and working hard every day. That's really what I mostly care about.
Last year's team seemed like a very much like guard-led team with Nicky and Rebecca Navarro taking a lot of the shots. This year, you have Nneka Exebo, right?
Yeah, Nneka Exebo.
And you have Michaela Moran, you have Megan Smith. Do you think this team will be a little bit more bruising than last year?
Well, when you get that size inside with experience, you have to make sure that they're very involved. And with the younger guards out there, but then when you have Shakema here and Jocelyn and Nia, who are players that have, been in games and been in meaningful games, they've learned a lot about how to do that. So, at the end of the day, it's really about taking what the defense gives us and then understanding that we have some players that have experience in attack points that we need to get them the ball and do some things with them. So it's just going to be playing really free. I tell the team all the time, play as hard as you can, play as smart as you can, and play as free as you can. And, when they go out there and play a game, we're not worried about who's taking the shots. It's, taking good shots and, finding what's open and reading the defense and playing with intelligence. So I think when that happens, those guys there that have that inside game, they'll get the ball enough and they'll take advantage of it.
and upperclassmen on the scene, they don't know what it's like to not play for an NEC championship. Considering recently run the team's had. What does that do? Just maybe for you as a coach, to have players who have been there again and again and kind of know just what the grind's going to be like.
It's great to have that culture. When you get into meaningful games, it's great to have people that have been in meaningful games, that have prepared for meaningful games. It really helps the younger players. It's all foreign to them, as the process goes along in your freshman year. When you first come in, you have no idea about what it feels like to go in and run out of a tunnel. On Saturday, we're going to run out of a tunnel at Michigan State. Some of those freshmen have no idea what that feels like, no matter how big their high school games was. They're going to be running out of a tunnel where, national championships were won at that program, and the men's side and the women's side went all the way to the finals. That's pretty amazing. And so, having people that can talk to you about, hey, I've been here, this is how you got to handle it, from a player's perspective. I always tell the team, player-driven is what's going to win, not coach-driven. Player-driven, having those experienced players in there that have played in those meaningful games, it's going to benefit us a lot, not just win or lose, but just overall going through the experience in a healthy way. And, someone like Shakema here, like I'm saying, is a very vocal leader. And having that vocal leader there that can really coach people through the tough times. When adversity comes, you got to have people that have experience to deal with adversity. That helps the younger players a lot.
With having former players playing professionally overseas, and then even not so long ago, Artemis Canoe getting the opportunity to try out with the WNBA, how does that help with either recruiting or networking and creating kind of a larger base for people who know Robert Morris, having former athletes playing professionally and continuing their basketball careers? I
think the last part of what you said, the getting the name out there so people recognize the program, I think that's the most important part. When a student athlete makes a decision based upon what school they want to go to on different things, some may because they want to go to a program that's very successful, or that they have a program where international players are a big part of it. There's always different priorities that recruits have, so it's not particularly one thing that really stands out to them, but just getting the name out there for them to see that this is a program that takes on players from all over the world, brings different cultures together to form one culture. That's really what what our vision is, and our blessing is that we've been able to find those great kids and mold them into young adults and do it from different cultures into one culture. That's really what our joy is right now. And I think the more we continue to recruit in different countries, having somebody now from Japan and that's a new country, and what we've been bringing in Finland, those are two countries that we haven't had a player yet, and we've had so many different countries. To me, it's really a joy to watch. It's a joy to be involved with that, and I'm really proud of how well they gel together. As different cultures come together, you think there would be a lot of problems with that, but it really hasn't been at all. It's been a servanthood from top to bottom, senior to freshman.
And then for both of you, but we'll start with you, Coach B. You guys start on the road, but when you come back, your new home is not the same home that you used to be in. So you're in the new Student Rec Center for 2 years. Can you talk a little bit about that facility, but then Robert Morris growing as a whole with the new UPMC event center?
We are very blessed. Every day that we are able to go into the Sports and Fitness Center, we know how blessed we are with the transition of building that beautiful arena that's going to be going up. Most programs would have to, suffer in, a junior college gym or a high school gym where you have to commute over there every day, take you really out of your routine. We've been able to smoothly get into a nice routine in the Sports and Fitness Center where our locker room is right there off the court, and the court is beautiful and brand new, and it's a good arena for a nice loud environment for a game. So it's all joy. Really, it's all counted joy. We have such a great facility to have a transition in. Some people would die to have a facility like that to move into forever. So we're very blessed, and we're looking forward to the big place going up. But in the meantime, we're really enjoying the routine that we have.
And Kema, you're a senior now, so
Yes.
you're not going to be able to see the UPMC Event Center, or at least play in the new UPMC Event Center.
Yes.
But to be part of the process and the growth of Robert Morris, being able to see that, what's it like moving from the Soul Center to the new Student Rec Center and knowing that you started the foundation of what's going to be brought over into the new UPMC Center?
Being a Colonial is a privilege every day, and I'm so grateful. I'm from Salisbury, Maryland, and not everyone gets the opportunity that I have gotten, and I'm just grateful for it. And playing in Seoul was a privilege because of all the legacy that was created there. And also playing in, the new rec center is a privilege as well too, and getting to see the freshmen experience that and also seeing the change, it's all just count of joy, as Coach said.
What's been your focus this offseason? Maybe have you been focusing on more of your leadership or maybe on the court? What's been your biggest focus this year as you step into that senior role?
Well, one of our pillars is humility, and in past years, I fell short of that. And what Coach B always says is humility is not thinking too high of yourself and not thinking too low. And in past years, I've thought really low. I've always thought that it was always in scoring or in contributing to the scoring board. And I've now recognized as a senior that it's more than that. And I'm just so grateful that I've come to that and to know that I don't have to. I know when Coach B looks at me, he's going to be proud of me as long as I play hard, smart, and free. And that's something that I've realized now as a senior that I'm trying to relate to the other girls. So just coming to terms with that concept and really, truly living it out is something that's a daily routine of me.
And then coming from Maryland to the Colonials, Robert Morris, such a diverse team. So
yes.
Did you expect when you came here to be able to experience so many other cultures?
Well, when I came here on my visit, I remember talking with Ashley Ravelli, and I know she was from Italy, and I was like, wow, just coming from my visit for 2 days, just that in itself was definitely eye-opening. And then, as Coach B said, having Hanoka here and just every other culture, we do play for one culture. We play with passion, humility, we serve one another. But Coach B has done an excellent job with just having us all on the same page. And though we're from different places, different states across the world, it's just a great experience. And it's something that I hope that every girl and every teammate will be able to experience one day.
And then preseason polls came out. You guys were ranked number 2, but grand scheme of things, you're just coaches' polls.
Yeah.
What is it going to take for the team to repeat last year's success this year?
I think just taking it one day at a time. Coach B really instills in us to just focus on the day, one day at a time. And I know specifically just competing back and forth, I know that's something we take pride in and bringing energy every day. I think things will come to us as they come to us, and I know at the end of the day, if we don't make it back, Coach B's still proud of us as long as we give it our all.
And then, Coach, same question to you. What's it going to take to repeat, kind of become the NEC championships?
Just not thinking about repeating, just thinking about the next moment, the next thing you have to do. When you come to practice every day, just focusing on the challenges that you have to overcome that are sometimes being a little bit more difficult for you to get as a team, as an individual. We talk about that all the time. You get so caught up in thinking about the end and games that are going to be played in months away and things like that, and that's really just a distraction. We're not one that looks at voted rankings or standings even. We look at the next game and what we got to do to give ourselves the best chance to win that game. We watch a lot of ourselves. You'd be surprised how much I'm probably over the top. Most people probably don't watch nearly as much of themselves as a team as we do, and it's because we're so focused on what we're doing. We're so focused on our circle, and we watch a lot of film on ourselves, and we really try to get better every day at practice. And I don't look for them to get a ton better every day. I look for them to get a little bit better every day. So I think those are the things that are really important for us, to build every day to get to that moment that you're talking about, is that focused every day on just getting a little bit better every day, not going backwards at all. It's people think that they're going to go from 0 to 100, and you're not. You got to gradually get there, and I'm already seeing improvement every day in practice and things like that. And for us to continue to keep doing that, not to sit on it, not to settle and just keep doing it again. So no, we don't think about what's going to take or what's it going to do. We just think about what it's going to take today at practice to accomplish the challenges that we put on that practice schedule. And that next game, hopefully, we'll be out there ready and to perform, and we can go into that game with confidence because we prepared so well.